The North Carolina Football Club of the town of Curie welcome you to Wakeman Soccer Park for tonight's home regular season finale between North Carolina FC and the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Thank you for coming and enjoy the action.
Aficionados, el North Carolina Football Club y el Tano Carque les damos la bienvenida al Wakeman Soccer Park para el partido de esta noche entre North Carolina FC y Chattanooga Red Wolves.
Here tonight's starting lineups for the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Please welcome their team captain, number 10, Jose Carrera. In goal, number 12, Carlos Avilla. Number 5, Daniel Navarro. Number 15 is Timmy Bell. Number 22, Aaron Lombardi. Number 4, Nicholas Cardona. Number 6, Jimmy Villalobos. Number 11, Josue España. In his first professional start, please welcome number 16, Yahir Paez. Number 99, Ernesto Espinoza. And number 7, Rafael Menziget. Chattanooga Red Wolves are led by Jimmy Weekly. Fans, direct your attention to the field where Fabian Estrada, Vice Consul of Guatemala, is delivering tonight's match ball.
Damos la bienvenida al vicecónsul de Guatemala, Fabián Estrada.
Okay, NCFC fans, it's almost time for the starters to walk out. They'll be in the tunnel any minute now. Come on, let's make some noise. Let's show.
Welcome to Cary, North Carolina, WakeMed Soccer Park, Salem Stadium. It's a Hispanic Heritage Celebration. 5,000 plus expected to be here for the final home game of the season for North Carolina FC, and they've got a tough opponent. The always dangerous Chattanooga Red Wolves are in town, and as we take a look at the updated USL League One standings, you'll see that Chattanooga, if they get a win tonight against North Carolina FC, they will qualify once again for the USL League One playoffs. They still have aspirations, in fact, of finishing second in the league if everything goes their way. And great to be alongside Andrew Tate. I'm Dean Linke, and of course now it comes down to North Carolina FC just wants to play spoiler.
Yeah, absolutely. They haven't beaten Chattanooga in 6 attempts. So an opportunity here to end the season well and put a dent in Chattanooga's playoff hopes.
Garrett McLaughlin has had a great season all season long. He's among the league leaders in goals.
Yeah, I think we knew when he signed earlier this year that he was going to be a big player for North Carolina. He certainly delivered on and off the field. The goals are really what he's judged by, but it's all his all-round play, which I've been really impressed with, Dean.
Speaking of goals, Andrew, Ernesto Espinoza have scored some wonder goals this year.
Yeah, goal of the week this week, robbing it away from Nicholas Rincon. But it's one of those, he's a quality player. He's got the hair to match his skills today, and he'll be one player that we'll have to look out for today to see his impact on the game.
Both McLaughlin and Espinoza on the USL League One Team of the Week. Nick Holliday, the youngster, will get the start for John Bradford, the top man for North Carolina FC. When we return, we'll have the lineups and the kick. North Carolina FC, Chattanooga Red Wolves SC. Stay with us.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
So, how do you like your urgent care? At Wake Med, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. My Care 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies on your tablet. So download the Wake Med All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park. It's going to be an outstanding crowd for the final home game of the season. North Carolina FC and Chattanooga Red Wolves SC. Dean Linke with Andrew Tate, and let's go to work and show you the starting lineups in this one. We'll start with the home team, North Carolina FC.
4 changes for North Carolina off the back of 2 games without a defeat. In goal, it's the youngster Nicholas Holliday, 16-year-old, replacing Will Pulisic. And then in the back line, the El Salvador international Flores Blanco comes in for Max Flick. In midfield, Nelson Martinez gets the nod ahead of Raheem Summersole, who's put a lot of work in this season. And then on the right flank, Shaquem Adams gets the nod ahead of Luis Arriaga. But number 31, Nicholas Rincon, another 16-year-old, will be the highlight to watch for in that midfield.
That's the starting lineup for Coach John Bradford. Meanwhile, the starting lineup for the Chattanooga Red Wolves SC.
And there's been goals from this Chattanooga team. 2 changes in the attacking positions, with Yahia Paez, just 18 years old, making his first professional start, the academy product from the Red Wolves. And then in midfield, Espana will come in. Josue Espana will slide in with Kraft and Gutierrez dropping out of the lineup.
Number 15, Tim Mell, spent some time with North Carolina FC, the former Indiana Hoosier who's on loan from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Most likely will head back to USL Championship next year, but he's been a great addition for the Chattanooga Red Wolves, has played outstanding. As we say hello to their great fans. Their owner, Bob Martino, has done an amazing job developing a stadium, which he would love to have Timmy Mell play in. I'm not sure if he'll be around next year, but an entire community. I keep in touch with one of their lead consultants, Bill Nuttall, who was the GM of the '94 World Cup team. We say hello to Bill and Martino family and all the great fans for Red Wolves. They always play entertaining soccer, Andrew. I know it's a game you always look forward to.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen many 0-0 draws with Chattanooga Red Wolves, especially when they were playing North Carolina FC. I think every game's had a minimum of probably 3 goals in them. And I don't expect anything different today, Dean. Neither team is defensively solid and built on clean sheets, so I expect an action-packed game with goals galore, and hopefully we'll be entertained from minute 1 to the very end.
fans still trying to make their way in, as they also have an Hispanic Heritage Festival here, as this is Hispanic Heritage Celebration Night. So it's already a great crowd. It's only going to get better. Really nice way to cap this season, and a nice way to salute the work of North Carolina FC. Yes, they're not going to make the playoffs, but a tremendous step forward, I think, this year for this team.
Yeah, for me, where they're sitting right now, 11th place in the table, I think we'd say the table doesn't lie, and you know, they could finish as high as 8th, and I'm sure that's what they've got their eyes set on right now. But it's been one where you look at the bench today, Dean, and the quality they've got there, and the youngsters are only going to get better year on year. And the challenge for John Bradford will be going into the off-season is how many of these players can he keep hold of and build off going into 2023.
Nelson Flores Blanco with the throw-in. Talked to him a little bit before the game. He got about 13 minutes for Hugo Perez and the El Salvador national team recently. Says every time he's with the team, he grows. It's a great experience for him to be at that level. El Salvador full national team. Nelson Flores Blanco now a fixture on that team, I think we can say.
Yeah, he's consistently in the squads these days, and just growing in experience and confidence. And his performances for North Carolina this year have been nothing but solid. So just got to keep that going.
So Nick Holliday's first touch will go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Chattanooga.
Just building off that comment about Nelson Flores, he's got his work cut out today against Mo Espinoza, the player we highlighted in the Open, number 99. That will be a really good battle between those two.
Yeah, the goal he scored last week was just a thunderstrike, but here's the deal with him. He's got like 3 of those. I mean, he has 3 legit candidates for goal of the year.
Yeah, I mean, a wand of a left foot to strike the ball the way he did out of the air. The opening goal in a big game against Charlotte, 2 playoff contenders.
Olex Anderson, Olex. McLaughlin's there. They kind of run into each other, and that's unfortunate, as Olex was trying to dribble through too many, including his own teammate.
Yeah, and here we see it. This is what we love to see, North Carolina fans. Olex Anderson driving at the outside back, weaving his way through the box. It gets to McLaughlin. He dishes it off to Rincon, who just couldn't quite get the contact with that left foot. A good early look for North Carolina there.
Three minutes into the game. North Carolina FC in their all blue kits, my favorite selection, and Chattanooga in their all white kits. McLaughlin drops it over to Liu Young. Sent back in by Martinez, getting the start tonight along with Pekka. Martinez had been a regular, then some rotation as you play so many games, particularly during this season where North Carolina FC a couple times, both a home game and away game, had to reschedule because of travel issues that are still lingering in this country. Boy, the buzz right now, I mean, with the lines out there, this is awesome, Andrew. This is what it's all about right here. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it almost brings a tear to my eye, Dean, because this is the last one. You know, for me, the weather's cooled down now. The players are pumped. You can see it now. Olex Anderson as he's picking up the ball there after a nice 7 days between games. He's looking sharp, and yeah, this is what I really enjoy about live football, and we've always talked about here. We've got the best seat in the house.
Best seat in the house. The perch at Wake Med Soccer Park, midfield. Both benches right below us. Glad to be with you as you are tuning in on Watch ESPN and perhaps in the Triangle as well on WRAL Sports Plus. McLaughlin is fouled. Fisher, second consecutive start for the youngster, part of the academy, has been coached by John Bradford for such a long time, which is one of the great stories that we echo pretty much every game, because it's worth repeating the fact that John Bradford also heads up NCFC Youth's Academy program, and NCFC Youth arguably the most influential, if not biggest, youth club in the country. Espinoza, you know he's going to try to go left, and he still goes left. Nelson Flores Blanco kind of gave him that right there. I was a little surprised by that, to be fair, Andrew.
Yeah, I think it was a tough one because I think the run of Carrera sort of opened up that space for him. You see it here, it just sort of causes that indecision for the fullback and then fashions that bit of space, and he's always going to have a goal from there. And luckily for North Carolina, it sailed over the bar.
The supporter actually took that one. Hopefully it's okay. Brisk Knight, tell you what, you take a ball to the head, it's gonna hurt a little bit more. Here's Timmy Mel. Velez, the goalkeeper for Chattanooga. Shaquem Adams getting the start tonight, wearing number 12. We have seen flashes of brilliance from well, full recovery. Great player, entertaining player, nice young man. His parents living over in London, England right now. Wishing them all the best as well. It's going to be a long recovery for Showcat.
Yeah, and it's such a shame. It took a while for him to break into the lineup, but once he did, he grew in confidence and had a growing impact on the team. And you hate to see a young player or any player that time get an injury, but I'm sure he will be working hard over the coming months to come back fitter and stronger and pick up where he left off.
Skelton will drop it over to Fisher. Here's Nelson Flores Blanco. Of course, part of the story for Chattanooga, Coach Obleda still, for lack of better words, suspended with pay. Coach Weekly sitting in for Chattanooga, and they're still doing fine. Really well-run organization at the USL League One level to have ownership that is willing to build a stadium and build a multi-million-dollar residential and commercial area around it. It's boy, it's the things that dreams are made of for these young players. As Olex Anderson is down on the ground.
Yeah, and he will see it again. It's a clash of heads. Olex Anderson comes off the worst from it. Good sportsmanship from the two pros there. Cardona just checking on his opposite number. That'll be the first of many clashes between those two.
Skelton. Over to Pekka. Holiday will build out of the back through Skelton and back to Pekka. Rincon on the USL League One Team of the Week as well. McLaughlin's got a chance to chip. McLaughlin gets it by the goalkeeper. The goal is open. McLaughlin tries to hit it. Great tackle right there. McLaughlin looking for a handball. Exciting stuff here for North Carolina FC. Perhaps unlucky, but for the young defenders out there, Andrew Tate, that's why you never stop playing.
Exactly, yeah, you can't give that up. Goalkeeper gets caught out, but it's the defenders that bail him out of a very dangerous and precarious position, because Garrett McLaughlin in those positions usually finds the back of the net. And I have to say, Dean, I was looking for that handball as well. It certainly hit a body part that looked a little unnatural from close range. And here we'll see it again. It's a great ball from Nicholas Rincon. Gets a little touch off the defender. McLaughlin's touch just takes him a little bit wide. And you see here Cardona. No, good decision by the referee there. Always tough to make those calls at full speed. But he got that one spot on. Great defending from Cardona.
Are you kidding me with that service from Rincon, though?
Exactly, yeah. And I was looking at Pekka in the build-up. He was over by the right corner flag, and you could see his movement there. It opened up the passing lane to find Rincon. And in talking to the coaching staff, that's what they say about this young man. 16 years old, he just sees things that others don't. And to get on the half turn there, great first touch, and then the thought, speed of thought and execution to find McLaughlin. Great understanding and pairing that will be really interesting to see how they go the next 80 minutes. But Dean, I'm really pleased with John Bradford's lineup today. It's super attacking. You know, you've got the 16-year-old Rincon in the number 10, but then you've got Adams and Anderson on the flanks. Such pace to support the goal scorer, McLaughlin.
Yeah, well said. I love this lineup, but I have to tell you, I'm a little soft, but that play from Rincon, knowing that he's 16, knowing how he's played, knowing that he was the player of the week in USL League One at 16, and starts out with a play like that. Wow, so much promise for this young man. I mean, you can't feel nothing but praise and happiness for him.
Yeah. He's got a bright future, the boy, and I'm sure the phone calls are coming North Carolina's way, which is a good problem and a bad problem. I think it's one of those you don't want to lose him, but at the same time, the whole purpose of the way the club's going now is to provide opportunities and let them take them and then go from there.
Olex Anderson. Anderson, he's got that little extra sizzle. Likes to take on so many players down near the end line. Sent back across. Olex Anderson and Fuego here to start. Espinoza starts the counter.
I'll tell you what, Dean, tell me a fullback in this league that has been able to handle Olex Anderson.
Can't do it.
Yeah, for lovers of the Premier League, he is the Adama Traore of USL League One. Just such pace and power.
A little bit too deep.
You see it again here. Just gets Cardona 1v1, isolates him. You can't live with that pace. Great left foot, just slides it across the 60. So unlucky not to find a teammate. Some early good looks from North Carolina. And there's no pressure on them today, Dean. Obviously, we talked about they can finish 8th. They're out of the playoffs, but a real opportunity to put on a show today and dazzle this crowd.
Yeah, the crowd's still making their way in, and that's another reason why I think there's a little bit more excitement is this crowd. It'll be their first exposure to Rincon for sure. Maybe a lot of these players, but definitely number 31. And if they saw nothing else but that pass right there to McLaughlin, I think they realize that he's got a touch of class. Espinoza. Pretty good weighted ball as well. Skelton comes over in support. Now Flores Blanco trying to get stuck in defensively. They'll bring it all the way back.
I'll tell you what, Dean, the way you can play changes when you're into October and we're playing in, you know, the low 60s, 50s sort of weather. You can really press and get after teams a lot more than you can in July.
Espinoza with the great pass into the 18, denied there and picked up by Anderson. Anderson finds Rincon, tough ball to handle, but Rincon still gets it over to Anderson, who finds Pekka. Fantastic work from the home team wearing the blue uniforms, North Carolina FC. Whistle on the far side. Keep it with North Carolina FC.
Jack Adams just feeding McLaughlin. Does what he does best, just holding the ball up, draws the contact from Navarro, gets the little nudge in the back.
Blanco. Nelson Flores Blanco. Another whistle.
Spania just having a little nibble at Pekka there, just enough to knock him off balance. Another good ball from Rincon.
Right side, Adams. It'll be a corner kick, North Carolina FC.
Different set piece taker today than what we normally see. It's usually Luis Arriaga, which is a rare occasion today that he is not in the starting 11. This will be Shaquem Adams on duty.
Adams goes short to Rincon. Rincon right back to Adams. Adams, good touch across. Knocked away by Chattanooga. North Carolina FC knocking on the door here, and we've only played 15 minutes. They have been very, very good.
Yeah, Dean, I think based on the areas of play that they're getting into, that's 2 or 3 balls now they've had across that 6-yard box. They really should have a goal for their efforts. Here we see it. Shaquem Adams thought the head touch was maybe a little bit too heavy, but there was Skelton and McLaughlin, and it just evades both of them. And another let-off for the Red Wolves.
Quite the delay there before Chattanooga finally sent it forward. You could hear fans calling for a yellow card early doors here. It's an electric atmosphere here. This is fantastic. Mel will switch it to Navarro. Taken away there defensively by Adams. Martinez will get it to Lou Young, and they'll find Rincon. And it'll go out of bounds off of Rincon. Mel. Nice cultured ball to Cardona. And here's Espinoza. Pretty good pass from Mel. This will go off of Skelton. Now turning with it is McLaughlin. He'll find Rincon. And Rincon taken down from behind. Rincon. Side of his foot to Adams. A little bit of a foot race. One there by Navarro.
I love that passage of play there for North Carolina, Dean. Rincon loses the ball, and then it's Pecker, the older statesman in there, comes flying in to rescue the young man. Wins it. Good turn of play from Rincon. Just love that little experience, putting the boy in, putting him under his arm.
Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's Choice, Player's Choice. Olex Anderson. Olex Anderson bumped to the ground. Olex Anderson, the referee tells him to get up. Definitely was going for the ball. It was shoulder to shoulder.
Great ball from Flores that put Chattanooga in a tough spot. The referee had a decision to make. We'll take a look at that when we get a chance, but once again, it's Anderson's pace that's such a threat.
Espinoza keeps it as referee rules advantage as Rafael Menzigan, who has scored some goals on this field, goes down, gets back up. Skelton bombs it long. McLaughlin. Some high pressure. The crowd is into it too. It's awesome. Menzigan will drop it over. Wow, numbers are good here for Chattanooga. This could be trouble here. Good transition. Dropped over the left. The best place to put it. Denied there by Lou Young. And now numbers are about even as the blue jerseys get back. Played in. Holiday right in front of number 16 right there. As
it's a great ball from Flores, just feeds it into the path of Anderson, who gets the touch. It's little contact. If anything, it might even be outside the box, but the referee deemed it not enough for a foul. It was a half-hearted appeal from Anderson. It was great play a moment ago there, Dean, wasn't it, from Chattanooga to get out of a tight press from North Carolina, but such confidence from the goalkeeper all the way through the back into Menzigan.
Shot from distance. Holiday knew it was high. And on that last play where you were just talking about, tremendous play from Chattanooga, Paez, who's a great story, I'd like you to tell it because we talk a lot about North Carolina FC and Holiday and Fisher and these youngsters, Rincon, but Paez is a great story coming out of Chattanooga.
Yeah, just the second academy product to make it into sign a professional contract with the club and getting a start today ahead of some experienced players in a big-time moment for them in the season as well, with just 2 games to go and the playoffs on the line. Shows confidence and youth once again getting opportunities in USL League One.
Olex Anderson denied there. Now Espinoza, one of those players that seems to have eyes in the back of his head, really can make some extraordinary passes. Top level talent. This one won't be there, but man, he can really strike a good ball.
Laughlin just standing 10 yards in behind the back line of Chattanooga. Just threatening on the shoulder. 14 goals, second in the Golden Boot race. That movement just allows the midfield players to have a bit more space, and you never know where he is.
Congratulations to the Ukrop family and the Richmond Kickers, as they're already in, and they're looking like they got a shot at that #1 seed with 47 points. It'll be tough to see them not get the #1 seed. 13, 7, and 8. John Harkes has Greenville tied with Omaha at 42, Tormenta at 41, this team at 40, Charlotte at 39, Northern Colorado. If Northern Colorado falls today, that will shape up the playoff situation even more. They're sitting at 39, but behind on the tiebreaker to Charlotte. Here's a shot from distance, and Holiday will parry it away. Tremendous save by Holiday. It took him 2 hands to do it, but he parried it away neatly. It'll be a corner kick Chattanooga.
It's good play. They find Espana in space, gets it out of his feet and just puts his foot through it, laces. It's a good save from Holiday, just enough on it to guide it past the post. From a pure hit from Espana. Timmy Mel will be the man to watch out for. Dean. He scored a few goals from these sort of opportunities. A real threat in the air.
Yeah, he has truly grown into his body from a college kid to now a seasoned pro on loan from Tampa. There's Mel right there. They just miss him.
John Bradford trying to get the defensive line a little higher as they're sitting a little deep as they cleared the first one.
I'm always amazed, Andrew. I don't know why I'm amazed, because it's a fact of life, but you see these guys in college and they play their game and they look like boys, and then you see them 10 years later out here at center back and they look like men, they look like leaders, they look like pros, and they are.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? You think at the time when you're 19, 21, 22, whatever, you feel like a man, don't you? You feel like you're in the shape of your life and what have you, but you pack on the pounds soon after that, don't you, Dean? You certainly grow into yourself, don't you? Yeah. And that's why it's even more impressive, right? When you see these 16-year-olds out here playing with these 28-year-olds who've gone through that growth spurt. It's so impressive.
Olex Anderson pushed down. Don't miss a minute of the action this year, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and so much more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. I've done it before, but I want to do it again. I feel like the leadership of USL, from USL Championship to USL League One to an incredible women's league that's only going to get bigger and better. On the other side, they really are cooking with some hot oil right now at every level, adding teams every single year.
Yeah, the league's growing. You can see the investment that's getting put in here, and the fact that just so many cities and towns across the country are recognizing what a great thing it is to have a professional soccer team in your town. So it's great to see, and it will only continue to get better.
And it's also worth reminding you, because I think repetition is information, the incredible run from Sacramento all the way to the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, as we've got a yellow card coming for Skelton right now. It'll be a yellow card on Skelton. But that run from Sacramento, mowing down MLS teams, really special.
Absolutely. I think initially here it looked like Skelton was held. I think that's why he was frustrated. It looked like he was held by Espana, and then he took back Menzingen, but the referee didn't see the first one, but certainly saw the second one, and now Skelton will walk that yellow card tightrope.
That CFC yellow card in the
remaining 65 minutes.
Jordan Skelton.
But yeah, Union Omaha had a great run as well, didn't they, Dean? Making it to the quarterfinals from USL League One. So that's what the Open Cup's all about. Having played it myself, you know, it's just just like the FA Cup in England. It's anyone's game, straight knockout competition, and it's great to see the grassroots clubs, you know, the likes of NC Fusion from down the road here as well, putting on a good run every year from USL League 2. So long may that continue.
Menzingen will drop it back. Mel calling for it. Mel will get it. Espinoza is open, and it'll go out of bounds. Other games tonight, we'll keep you updated at halftime. Greenville second right now, taking on Charlotte sixth. Madison ninth, taking on the first place Richmond team. Northern Colorado seventh, taking on Tucson. Omaha third, taking on Tormenta fourth. Big game in the middle of the standings for the top six right there. That last game I mentioned between Omaha and Tormenta. Omaha sitting on 42 points, Tormenta on 41. That's a massive game.
Yeah, and next weekend Chattanooga has the really tough challenge of traveling to Tormenta. So that's a really tough one. Two playoff teams that are right in the thick of it. You know, if Northern Colorado get the win today, and let's say North Carolina picks up 3 points here, that makes that game for Chattanooga absolutely massive next week. A position they do not want to be in. They'd love to get it wrapped up today.
Yeah, North Carolina FC embracing this role of spoiler in front of what has got to be the biggest crowd of the season, and people still trying to make their way in. I mean, it is awesome to see. I mean, you just mentioned, Andrew, we have the best seat in the house, but to see everybody shuffling and trying to get to their seats, pretty cool. Flores Blanco off of Mel. Minute 28. Espana. Cardona. Espana. Overlapping run. Espinoza. He already put the brakes on, so that gave Skelton enough time to win it back. Now let's see what North Carolina FC can do, because Chattanooga has started to get a little bit more of this game. Nelson Flores Blanco. McLaughlin has made a good run. And a tackle from behind on Espana, and it'll be a yellow.
You're right, Dean. I'd spotted that runner, Garrett McLaughlin, too. He was way onside as the back line for Chattanooga was totally off kilter. It's a bit of a naughty tackle from Espana, but picks up the yellow card, well deserved. But it was a good moment for North Carolina. Jordan Skelton done well to wriggle out of a little bit of a tight spot, because it looked like if he made a bad move, it really would have given the Red Wolves an opportunity. Instead, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
So free kick opportunity. Nelson Flores Blanco, to his credit, waved off the trainer, so he's back on his feet. Minute 29, first half here. Rincon will step over it. That'll leave the right foot of Adams. Adams looking for Martinez at the top of the 18. Pekka swung around and kept it alive as he was able to get around Espana. But now Chattanooga will try to send it long. They're looking for Menzingen. It'll fall to the feet of Nelson Flores Blanco, who looks to be okay. I walked down on the field before this game just to get a closer look at the team, and Fisher's a big boy. I mean, he's thick and tall, and man, he's got a bright future, right? Because he's still young.
Yeah, absolutely. Just 18 years old, and you know, last week was a tough moment for him. I felt he's, you know, as a young player, you're going to make mistakes, and he misplaced a pass that fell to the feet of the veteran Corey Herzog, who found the bottom corner. But it was a great response from him after that.
Flores block. Oh, yeah! Did that not go over the line? Garrett McLaughlin sliding in at the 6, hits the crossbar, goes down, and I'm guessing it didn't go in. Great ball from Rincon.
No, yeah, well spotted. Another good decision from the officials. They've, I'd say, probably gotten everything right so far, but great combination play. Anderson into Rincon out wide. Flores has done really well. He's been a real bright spark down that left-hand side, back in the lineup today. And he's really showing well for the boys in blue.
Rincon. Perhaps mishit that one. McLaughlin, oh my. Incredible flick from McLaughlin, and Olex Anderson headed it everywhere but on frame.
Yeah, the game just seemed to stop there, Dean. The ball was flicked across the 6-yard box. It seemed like everyone had stopped. There's a low ball in from Rincon. McLaughlin just helps it on. Creative touch from him. And Anderson just doesn't get the connection. I think they've called McLaughlin offside. Tight call. Anderson well placed, and that's probably what chance number 5 for North Carolina.
Yep.
Oh, that's a bit of retribution there from
Flores. Blanco is going to get the yellow.
I think we heard that, didn't we, as well? The contact from Flores, you see, Cardona holds on to it. A strong tackle from Flores definitely gets a good chunk of Cardona right under the nose of the 4th official on the 2 benches. Another, I think, good decision from the referee.
To answer your question, yes, we did hear it. Mel. Mel will play it all the way back. Another hard tackle in the middle of the field, and now the referee, as Rincon's right there. So Rincon will get the yellow card. Rincon was fearful of something even bigger than that as Espinoza's down.
It's Espinoza challenges Pekka for the first one. Rincon with a loose touch, and then he lunges in. And I've seen the referee's angle. He's not in a great position to make the decision. I think yellow's always going to be given, and when you see he's in a lot of pain, Espinoza, and I think sometimes you can see red given for that, Dean. So I think Rincon can count himself a little bit lucky. He's over the top of the ball. It's just a heavy touch from Nicholas Rincon. He lunges in. Just catches the top of Espinoza's boot.
Okay, yeah, he did get his boot.
Thankfully, he's up on his feet and moving, though. I'm sure he'll be back in action. I think the right decision there, Dean. Like I said, sometimes VAR, and you look at things in slow motion, it can look a lot worse than maybe it is. And he's okay and moving now, so I never like to plant the seed of speculation there, Dean, right? I always like to give players the benefit of the doubt, and I think the right decision there, referee took his time, assessed the situation, and I think gave the correct decision in the end.
Chattanooga sends it forward, looking for the youngster Paez that Andrew Tate told you about moments ago. Great story, as he said, the second academy player signed through this program, which is really exciting. Mensigan. He can hit it from here, folks. He can absolute hit it. He did not get a whole lot of mustard on that one, but we have seen him score from that distance.
Yeah, it was a great bit of skill to evade the 2 blue shirts initially to create the space.
Richmond, well, unbeaten in 7 right now as Chattanooga wins it back. Dropped over, making a run from deep here. And Holiday's got it. Well done, Holiday. Now Lou Young will find Martinez. Minute 36 already in a first half that is flying along. McLaughlin. Almost a really good idea by Rincon. If he totally dummied it, might have been even better based on Rincon's run, but he took a little touch on it. Spagna with McLaughlin and Fisher there. They'll still find Espinoza. Looks to be okay. Nelson Flores Blanco's got to be careful sitting on that yellow. Espinoza still gets it back to his left foot. You know his left foot is coming. You try to pin his left foot in, and he still gets it out as Pekka rides the bike right there. The crowd loves it. I have not heard what Pekka's plans are for next year, but I, for one, would love to see him continue to be around this program, be around your club as well, NCFC Youth, and making a difference on young people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely. The best part, Dean, I think, is he's finishing the season the way we all hoped, right? At the start of the season, he was carrying injuries and not able to get in and get consistent minutes on a regular basis. And now we've seen him in the lineup week in and week out. I mean, the last 4 or 5 games, they went, what was it, 5 games in 14 days, and he was in amongst all of those lineups and a key contributor. So it's great to see him in, having the influence on and off the field. And yes, he is doing a bit of coaching, which is good to see him passing on that pearls of wisdom. And
Espinoza. Espinoza, so fun to watch. Cardona back across Fisher. It's just like basketball. If you pass the ball and just stand there, nothing gets done. Same thing soccer. You pass the ball and you move. Watch Espinoza. Every time he passes, every time he's moving, Andrew Tate. Cardona.
Yeah, he's a bright spark, and a lefty playing on the right. He's always going to be looking to combine and get that interplay with some of the players around him. Rarely puts a foot wrong and often produces those moments of quality. Here could another one be coming right here.
Corner kick. Espinoza smokes it over, and Holiday grabs it right on the line.
Yes, another good ball in from Espinoza, and it's Navarro, 10 yards out, gets good contact, but it's straight down the middle of the goal. And that's food and drink to Nicholas Holiday. Red Bull just started to get a better grip on the game, shut down some of these breaks and combinations from North Carolina.
39th minute. Chattanooga, a win tonight, and they're in. They're going to be in anyway, I think, although I guess I shouldn't say that so matter of fact. I just can't imagine a USL League One playoff without this team.
Yeah, I think that's fair, Dean, and they've been in good form. They're a team that I would fancy if they got in there to really go and cause some problems. But there's a lot of work still to do. I certainly wouldn't be counting my chickens, Dean.
Yep, that's fair. Two hottest teams are Richmond, unbeaten in 7, 3 wins and 4 draws. Northern Colorado, 4-1-1 in their last 6 with 13 points. Not so hot, Madison, 1 win in 13. Greenville, winless in 6, but they're always a streaky team, and they usually hit a good streak as they walk their way into the playoffs. And Omaha, I can't believe I'm saying it, winless in 5.
And last weekend, Dean, Union Omaha were here, and I was, how impressive they've been last year, winning the USL League One, and then the Open Cup. I was really not impressed with them last week. They were very, very pedestrian at times. They were organised. They didn't give up any goals. Well, gave up 1 goal, but they didn't really offer much going forward. I think that's a real concern for them as they go into the playoffs. They're on a poor run of form, and didn't look like they were going into it with any sort of confidence.
We'll keep an eye on Union Omaha, who again, massive game with Tormenta, Omaha 3rd, Tormenta 4th, respectively. Play back in the middle of the park. Starting to open up here as we wind down the first half. The lanes are open for Chattanooga. They find Espinoza. Nelson Flores Blanco. Espinoza looking for a handball and sent out of there.
Garrett McLaughlin will always give chase. He's a defender's dream if he's on your team. Once again, pressing 3 players all by himself. And from that, Anderson wins a throw. But it all starts for me from Anderson just chasing a lost cause. Sorry, McLaughlin chasing a lost cause.
What a turn from Mel to get out of trouble. Wow. I don't remember him making that move. That was clean right there.
Menzigan. Carrera just delayed that. He looked like he had a good run in behind.
Chattanooga in with a win here or a Northern Colorado loss or draw versus Tucson. So I would think they would have, whoa, a little bit too casual back there for number 12, Carlos Aviles.
Here they go. Yeah, here they go again, though. It's very confident, Dean, isn't it? Sometimes a little bit too confident, as you said, but once they break that press, then the numbers are up, and North going to have to really hustle back.
Good ball to Espinoza. Espinoza gets it back on his left foot, and Skelton will clear it out of bounds.
And that's Carrera. Now, when we spoke to John Bradford last year, he likened him to being the best player in the league. The number 10, captain for the Red Wolves, brilliantly weighted and angled pass into the stride of Espinoza.
Navarro will push it forward and get it back. Believe it or not, folks, fans still filing in here as the lower bowl is filling up. Of course, the Oak City supporters always here, no matter the weather, no matter the day, no matter the team, the opponent that is. And Pekka, looks like Pekka's going to get a yellow card.
This is a dangerous position. You've got the right foot of Carrera and the left foot of Espinoza. But Mel punches another pass into the forwards. Menzigan dishes it off. And Carrera just gets there before Pekka. Makes contact. Referee, I thought the referee's reaction was a little bit interesting to that foul. It looked like he was just going to give a free kick and then all of a sudden reached for the yellow card, like he changed his mind. Yeah, that's a few yellows now, isn't it? Totting them up.
Yeah. There's 5 maybe? He looked right up at the big video screen, which is super impressive here as well. It's not like they were replaying it already, as Rincon's going to lay down behind that wall to prevent
NCFC yellow in the 43rd
come
minute
in
play,
from,
number 14, Nelson Martinez.
I would guess, Espinoza's left foot, thinking near post here. Man, and the way that wall is shaped up right now, and Holiday's leaning heavy the other way. Espinoza's going to, okay, no problem. I thought Espinoza would try to go near post.
Yeah. I think you get the bend and the dip and everything on it, but that one was way off what he was looking for and what we've come to expect from number 99.
Let me break down some other playoff situations. Richmond will clinch the number 1 seed with a win or 2 draws. Greenville is in with a win or draw versus Charlotte, or a Northern Colorado loss or draw versus Tucson. Omaha in with a win or draw against Tremento, or that same situation as it relates to Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado controls the destiny of pretty much everybody. Tormenta in with a win at Omaha, or that same situation with Northern Colorado. Chattanooga in, as we've said already, with a win here or the Northern Colorado loss or draw. And Charlotte in with a win at Greenville. North Carolina FC will end their season against Charlotte. One bounce to Holiday, and he's got it. And now, Andrew, have you already seen how many minutes are going to be added? Thinking 2 or 3?
I'm going 3, Dean, if you're giving me the option.
Sure.
I don't know why, just based on yellow cards, I think, right?
Yeah, and a couple players rolling around a little bit.
That and give the folks rolling in a few more minutes to enjoy it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated a minimum of 1 minute of additional time in the first half. 1 minute.
We're both wrong.
Dean, we often are. Come to expect that.
Nelson Flores Blanco. Actually, I feel like you or I hit, at least one of us hit it. I'm shocked by 1 minute.
I feel like they're saying that the referee's paperwork must be really quick. He gets it done really quickly and we move on.
Well, if you remember, Aviles took a minute one time just to kick the ball.
Yeah, and then Espinosa's injury following the tackle from Rincon.
Sent across. Maybe the referee's on the same flight I'm on tomorrow at 5:15 a.m.
Could well be, Dean.
It won't be pretty, but it will be a dead sprint out of here. Well, I can't call it a sprint, can I? That's what you were going to say, Andrew, so I beat you to it. Here's Fisher. Flores Blanco.
It's all relative, Dean, to your actual top speed. So.
And there it is. Quick thought. 45 minutes, no score.
Really good first half. I call for goals, Dean. It hasn't delivered so far, but both teams, I think we've got 16 games in a row, but neither one of them have kept a clean sheet. So I expect goals coming out in the second half.
All right, we'll take a break and bounce around USL League One. Stay with us. It's North Carolina FC 0, Chattanooga 0.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. He asked all his therapists to help him undertake some of the house chores. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Those 9 months were also 273 days of planning. What about your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. And let's not forget those barbecues you plan in detail for your family and your more vegetarian by the day best friends. That surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Gorgeous night, great crowd, no score. North Carolina FC, Chattanooga, USL League One action. Final home game of the 2022 season for North Carolina FC, and we're at zeros. Andrew Tate, Dean Linke, your thoughts again on the first 45, and perhaps more importantly, what is John Bradford saying to his team?
I think he's saying great start. I thought the first half they played really, really well, had 4 or 5 really good looks in that 6-yard box. Didn't quite get the contact they were looking for, not really lots of shots on goal. But then I think as the game's gone on, Chattanooga Red Wolves have sort of wrestled the game back and have started to show why they're in the playoffs, and they're going to be a real handful in the second half.
All right, we're working our way to decision day as we've talked about all the playoff scenarios. Just a couple games left for all of the teams as USL League One does a great job breaking it down. These are the games that we talked about already, the games going on today.
Yeah, some tasty affairs, whether you're 11th or 1st. There's just so much to play for and lots of interesting results to come. But yeah, there's some great games there. Looking at that one next week. The big one for me, South Georgia and Chattanooga. I think that's a real tasty affair. And then Richmond Kickers and Greenville, I feel like they play each other every week, Dean, and that could be the same going into the playoffs as well.
Yeah, that's the finale. I incorrectly said tonight's games as we were going over the games earlier. As you see, Charlotte and North Carolina FC next week as well. These are the games being played today.
Yeah, it's a big one for Charlotte. If they can get a result down in Greenville, currently 0-0 at half-time. If they can get a result there, that really gives themselves a good shot at staying in that playoffs and being in the mix going into the last game of the season.
All right, we're going to take a break and come back with a bounce around USL League One style. Great to see a fantastic crowd here. Let's see if we can find them a goal in the second half. We're 0s through 45.
I'm on that real tick. I'm on that real tick.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about today where I'm gonna go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Welcome to Tampa Bay. Here he comes. Cross, score! Fernandez, and the Rowdies are on the board.
And it's into the back of the net. El Paso waited for their moment.
Far corner and it's in. What a goal! Are you watching Football Americas?
And running, a spot in the League One final on the line.
Fires, what it's in! What a strike from the top of the block!
Tremendous crowd here tonight for North Carolina FC. One of the reasons, a special ceremony for some youngsters. What do you know about what's going on down there, Andrew?
Yeah, so tonight's the Shield Award night. So each player, or each team in the club, all the way from recreation to the highest levels in the academy, each coach gets to pick a player from their team that represents all the qualities of sportsmanship, including a positive attitude, respect, teamwork, and love of the game. So in talking to John Bradford, even the pros, they put so much stock in the quality of the people that they're bringing in. And this is a great chance for coaches to sort of recognize the good people that they've got on the teams and highlight those qualities that you want to see in young kids these days.
All right, great stuff. Love to see it. And the future is bright indeed for North Carolina FC. Future is bright for USL League One as well, as it's time to bounce around USL League One. And the standings do tell the story. Chattanooga with a win, they're in, or a Northern Colorado loss or tie is the biggest story here. And of course, North Carolina FC would love to play spoiler in this game and then next weekend against Charlotte.
Yeah, it's just really exciting, Dean. You know, it's a shame that North Carolina's not in that mix. I know they made a big push the last few weeks to get in there because they've really shown that they can punch with the big boys. But yeah, these next few weeks with Chattanooga, Charlotte, South Georgia's not in yet, Northern Colorado and Fuego, they dropped up some points down at Tucson in midweek, which was a real shame for them.
That's the USL League One standings with the final week upon us. These are the news and notes, courtesy of the talented Brian Ware.
Yeah, championship dates confirmed. The quarterfinals beginning the weekend of 10/21 and the final on November 6th. So some big dates to put in your calendar there. And the Red Wolves offense, we haven't seen it today, but 22 goals in the last 9 games, 51 in the season. And Juan Galindres, who I feel we could see early in the second half, he's doing a lot on the sideline down here. And then the kickers streak at 7. They've been fantastic all season, and they continue that role going into the playoffs.
The playoffs presented by Hisense. And how about our youngster, Nicholas Rincon, the player of the week for USL League One?
Yeah, massive respect for him and what he's accomplished in the first couple of starts he's had. Jordan Skelton's in there, Olex Anderson, and Christian Liu Young. So that was 4 players from North Carolina FC after a good week from them. Akira Fitzgerald, the Irish Ninja, you so aptly named him, always in the team of the week it seems, and he's helping Richmond Kickers as they really push to take on the USL League One title.
We got pretty much a full moon shining down on a fantastic crowd here tonight. Everyone waiting for a goal. Will we find one in the second half? We'll step aside, bring you the first half highlights and the second half kick when we return.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
So, how do you like your urgent care? At Wake Med, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. My Care 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies on your tablet. So download the Wake Med All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
Great shot here of all those youngsters. As you said, you did a great job, Andrew Tate, breaking down what it means to win the Shield. Special young men and women out there.
Yeah, it's great to see their excitement. They get to walk on the hallowed turf at Wake Med Soccer Park and taking a great game here on a fantastic night. So it's a great recognition for their efforts and the type of characters that they are.
They'll start to make their way off the field, and we'll start to show you the first half highlights. Yes, no goals, but plenty of opportunities.
Yep, absolutely. And here it was, Rincon, the 16-year-old, feeding Garrett McLaughlin. We thought for sure it was going to be in the back of the net, but great last-ditch defending from Nicholas Cardona. Suspicions of a handball, but it was actually off the leg of Cardona. And a great tackle from the defender. Anderson was going at Cardona here, wriggled his way to the end line, fired it across the 6-yard box, something we saw a lot, but it came to nothing. Here's another opportunity. Shaquem Adams this time, looking for McLaughlin, couldn't find Skelton, and this time Flores feeding Anderson. A little nibble from Cardona. There was a lot of action for the right back for the Red Wolves, but here Red Wolves did come back into the game. This was a shot from Espana, testing young Nicholas Holiday, the 16-year-old, at full stretch, getting 2 strong palms to that one to guide it past the post. And then good combination play between Anderson, Rincon and Flores, who's been really prominent in the first half. And it was McLaughlin's header off the underside of the bar and down onto the line and back out, with Avilés just stranded. We thought for a second it maybe crossed the line, but another good call from the referee. And this one is Anderson with the header from McLaughlin's flick. And he just couldn't get the accuracy on the header. But you can see most of the chances and goal mouth action coming in the Red Wolves half. Not a lot of shots on the goal, but it was certainly very, very close. The Red Wolves, on the other hand, have had a few shots, but they were more from distance. A little bit more possession for them.
We were right
and
about
the yellow
five
cards.
yellow
Yeah,
cards.
there's a number of North Carolina players walking that tightrope in the second half. Skelton, Pecker, Rincon, and Flores. So that'll be something to watch for.
That's a jam-packed halftime right there, folks, and they're still trying to get off the field as both teams are making their way back out here. North Carolina FC starting to warm up. Chattanooga taking their time. You mentioned Galindrez, number 19. He's going to go through his ceremony, and he'll come in for Chattanooga. It's always fun to watch him do his thing before he comes on. Man, he is a handful as well.
Yeah, they show his weight at 165, Dean. I feel based on those stats, I'm a lot lighter than I am as well. He is a big boy, 6 foot tall. He's going to come in and really put himself about. And it seems to be
That's so fair. Looks like Summersall is going to come on for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, and he's a big player. I was surprised to see him left out. Coach John Bradford just talked about the distance that he's had in his legs the last few weeks. I think that'll probably be, did I see Pecker out there? I wouldn't be surprised if that's Summersall for Pecker, just based on the workload that those two have gotten through the last 2 or 3 weeks. And it's the young boy, Yahia Paez, replaced. Didn't have an awful lot to do in that first half.
But Pekka's still out there. So perhaps Martinez. Yeah.
Didn't see a lot of Martinez in that first half, did we? I know John Bradford had been mentioning how well he'd been training, the 21-year-old. Been doing really well, hadn't been able to get back in the side. Summersall, he will give him a little bit something different. We've talked about him this year, his first year with the club, and he's really covered the ground.
Second half underway. Chattanooga all white, North Carolina FC all blue. Dean Linke with Andrew Tate. I'll take this moment to thank Andrew Tate for a great first season as the full-time color analyst. Andrew, you do a wonderful job. Really enjoy working with you.
Thank you, Dean. I think everyone that's been stood alongside you over the years, Dean, would say you make it very easy. So, but very enjoyable.
I also want to thank the incredible work for Brian Ware. The tough thing is when you thank Brian Ware, it's like an ant receiving raid. It usually repels right back at you, but Brian Ware has been incredible, and his work has been outstanding.
Yeah, I feel like Jordy's always on. Yeah.
Right.
Just a club man, Dean. You know, he doesn't want to get his head too big.
That's true. He's a great club man, and of course, I also want to thank Jorge Acuna and then Kyle Lang, who has been a part of the TV production here for all but I think 2 seasons. As tonight, I'm like you, I'm a little sad wrapping up year 16 and what you already described as the best seat in the house.
Yeah, and it's a strange one, right? We're talking about how much we've enjoyed it, how good this team is, and they're 11th in the table, Dean. It's a bit of a head scratcher for probably some people looking at North Carolina FC, but this league, as I've said all season, it's a really tight, competitive league, and you know, on another day, a couple of wins, a couple of decisions, a couple of bounces of the ball, they could be in a different spot, but I think the future's bright. And a crowd like today, if they get the result here today, that might just boost the crowds going into next season and sign off in the best possible fashion. But just a little change for Chattanooga with Galindrez coming in. It's Mensigan sliding out to that left spot, which we've seen him, left wing spot, we've seen him in so often this season.
North Carolina FC, so dangerous as Adams sliding in, almost made it 1-0. That's one way to eliminate an impact from Galindrez, who will change the game, that is create opportunities.
Yeah, and it's different. Anderson this time just delivering an early ball in, and Shaquem Adams is in there between the centre-back and left-back. Lombardi just couldn't get the contact on goal. I don't think North Carolina had a shot on target despite all the action inside the 6-yard box. Strange that we don't count hitting the crossbar as the target.
So Galindrez in, wearing number 19, and Summersall in. Chattanooga, like North Carolina FC, still has some weapons available 2 come in. Galindres will cause problems indeed.
John Bradford barking out orders to the midfield, trying to get him to shuffle and slide and cut out some of these passing lanes.
Good work here by Chattanooga. Galindres, first opportunity in, just like that, right through the 5-hole. We mentioned he would cause problems. Galindres, with God smiling down on him, has done it again.
It's incredible, isn't it? What a weapon to have off the bench. They did the same thing last week and he scored. His first touch of the ball, I believe. It's just a loose pass from, or touch from Adams, and it ends up at the feet of Galindres with Fisher in close proximity, but he just gets a left foot shot off right under the body of Holiday. And it's just incredible to have that weapon. He does what he does best, finds the back of the net. 1-0 Chattanooga. And that feels really harsh on North Carolina. The moment ago, Adams could have made it 1-0, and then it's his loose touch that finds its way eventually to Galindres. And that's the difference right there, isn't it, Dean? That killer instinct.
Yeah, what a special player. As he has done it again. And we've seen him do it so many times. Originally from Colombia, the 27-year-old is coming to Chattanooga with a unique backstory from his career in Mexico. Galindres began his professional career at Club Tijuana, where he quickly became the top scorer of their second team, catching the eye of another Mexican side. Spent time down there. They call him the Tank, or Takwe, and I think that fits. And I think you're right, you don't get named Takwe at 165, by the way. At least I don't think you do. I wouldn't know, I haven't seen that number in a long time. Here's Rincon. Tremendous crowd here as we give mad props to the ownership group, Steve Malik, the chief of soccer, Kurt Johnson, Rob Irwin and tickets, Francie, the president of the club. We send our best to Pete Chandra as well, who's going to take on a new role with Steve Malik for all he's done. He's been with the club for a long, long time. And on the other side, Chattanooga, we already mentioned the incredible work and support of their amazing owner, Bob Martino. As this one is loose, picked back up. Sean McDaniel, the president GM of Chattanooga. Bob Martino's son, Enzo, big-time talent who played in the USYS McGuire Cup, which is... Actually, he may have played in the U16 National Championship. I asked Bill Nuttall for clarification on that. His name is Enzo Martino, which made me think of Enzo Martinez, who had been a pest for quite some time.
Still playing now, isn't he, in the championship?
Yeah, where is he now? He's not in...
Great question.
Yeah. He and his brother were outstanding.
Is it Birmingham? The Birmingham region? I think that puts Galindres, it's either 12 or 13 goals on the season now, Dean, so he's very close to Garrett McLaughlin.
Well, and the thing that's impressive about him is he's done it in limited time, right?
Yeah, I mean, very much so.
His goal per minute ratio is off the charts. So the Red Wolves now like to close it out and secure their spot in the USL League One playoffs. I think you nailed it. I'm pretty sure that was Galindres' first touch of the game.
Yeah. Just deadly, isn't it? That's what makes the difference for these teams. We've seen them so many times, North Carolina and Chattanooga go head to head, and it's always a back and forth, and you toss a coin, anyone could win it, but just those moments of quality from an individual player can just change everything. And that's the one thing you're probably lacking at the moment with North Carolina, just that killer instinct in those moments. They've had some really good opportunities and really should have at least a goal today already. But still a long time to go.
I do want to thank one of, if not the greatest boss I ever had, Bill Nuttall, known as the Golden Viking during his NASL days. They've named at least a stadium after him at Davis and Elkins, former GM of the 1994 U.S. World Cup team, and now lives in Chattanooga and spends time almost daily with the ownership group and the team. And what a great man to be able to lean on, a guy who has rightfully retired, could sail off into the sunset, but continues to share his expertise and experience with this Chattanooga team. Olex Anderson all by himself will dribble into trouble. Olex has been dangerous, but perhaps maybe, dare I say, Andrew, a little too much dribbling. Maybe drop it off and try to come get it.
Yeah, he delivered that ball, didn't he? It was a moment which was a little bit different. An early delivery in for Adams at the back post, which we don't see too much of. We're usually seeing that from Flores, but yeah, just sometimes maybe he draws those players. Can he find a little opportunity to find a teammate and get it back?
Meanwhile, Rincon, at 16 years young, showing some heart to win that ball back, get down in the dirt and get it done. Lou Young back to Summersall. Summersall will square it to Pekka. Pekka's got that yellow, so he needs to leave Mexican go. Galindres was offside, now he's back onside. And Galindres, here he goes, into the 18. Galindres, Mencigan, Summersall gets his foot around Mencigan and wins it back to Flores Blanco.
It's a good look from Flores there. Anderson was in behind the fullback. Not the execution he was looking for. I was just looking at those minutes per goal for Galindres, Dean. I think he's at 122 minutes per goal, which I think compared to Garrett McLaughlin it's a wee bit better. McLaughlin's at 157, so there you go.
Obviously, Andrew, you don't know Bill, but right before Galindres got in, he actually texted and said, "Look out." And you did too. I mean, it doesn't take a genius, so I'm not going to name Bill Nuttall a genius, but man, truer words have not been said right there. Look out, first touch, it's 1-0.
Well, I think he's stung North Carolina a few times, hasn't he? Home and away. Keeping him off the scoreline is no easy feat. Pekka's got to be careful. Chattanooga are going to ask the questions. Saw it a moment ago. Pekka thought about lunging or grabbing a bit of shirt, but he thought better of it. Oh, he's getting it.
Yep.
That's his second one, isn't it, Dean?
Yeah, I don't. Did the
or
referee?
Did he maybe not get it? It was right on the edge of the box. Did he not get a yellow? I thought he got a yellow card.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now
we'll see it again.
Yeah, he's going to take a look,
and it's Timmy Mel just carrying it forward. Pekka with the loose touch, and then he just lunges in. I'm confused.
NCFC yellow with the 57th minute.
This is the earlier one.
Yeah, just lunged in on Carrera. I praised the referee. I thought he's got a lot right today, but I guess he knows something I don't.
Well, one thing he doesn't know is that Pekka has 2 yellows.
Maybe he's marked it down for the wrong player, because that's the only thing I can think of. Either way, that's experience from Pekka to pick up 2 yellow cards and remain on the field. Only a Brazilian could worm his way out of that.
Great job by our crew to show you both looks. Speaking of our crew, Joe Ferrara, Dylan Field, Austin Edwards, Ryan Moeller, Ethan Ferrara, and the aforementioned Brian Ware, all under the auspices of Kyle Lang. Great work as always, all season long. There's been some others like Ian Lang, who's been out here, Paul Beam, Savannah, Rosanna, Dana Revel, has been outstanding, a long-time member of the team as well, and a few that I'm missing. I want to thank all of them and all of you for tuning in. This is Lou Young. Galindra is sucking the air out of this crowd here in the second half. Now North Carolina FC will search for that equalizer. They found it against Omaha. They find it here. It'll be a corner. Yep, no, it'll be a goal kick. My apologies. As Olex Anderson over by the field boards.
Flores link in with Anderson as he often does. It's a loose touch from Anderson and a loose arm from Cardona. Anderson feeling the effects of it. He took a knock on the head earlier in the first half, didn't he? Always in the war zone, Olex Anderson. Just the way he plays the game, puts his whole heart and soul into it. Cardona, after a few scary moments early on, I think certainly controlled him and limited his impact. Not an easy feat.
The final week of the regular season kicks off with two teams vying for playoff positioning. The Tampa Bay Rowdies welcome El Paso Locomotive with playoff implications on the line for both sides. It's the Rowdies and Locomotive, Wednesday, October 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. John Bradford.
And as a reminder, if you see one tonight,
together here as it looks like Cervania will come on for Anderson.
2022 season. The Shield Award, proudly presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, recognizes one player from each team who embodies the NCFCU's core values of having fun, committing to excellence, cultivating community, encouraging innovation.
So Cervania's going to come on.
Passion.
You want to place a bet on who that's for, Dean? It's got to be for Pekka, surely.
Well, not Anderson.
I think Anderson's going to come back on. I think if I'm John Bradford, I'm getting Pekka off before they suddenly realise he's on two yellows.
I mean, that makes sense, but I actually don't think that's part of the process right now. In fact, now he may sit down as Olex is okay. He's going to put his warm-up back on. Yeah, the Pekka thing remains a mystery.
Yeah, the inquiry continues.
And here's Pekka again. Galindres. Now at the feet of Lombardi. Lombardi to España. Menzigen, nobody home.
It's a great ball out wide. Just that touch here from Shaquem Adams, just a little loose as he's trying to help it back to Lou Young. He's in no position to get it. Carrera, always at the heart of everything, slips it down the side to Galindres. One touch to set himself. Next one knows where the goal is and he fires it right at the feet of Holiday. And that's the difference between the two sides right now with just under 30 minutes to play. Galindres, the difference maker. Dean, you asked me in midweek, didn't you, who I fancied for, you know, the USL League One title, and for me, Chattanooga has to be my wild card pick. I think they're not an easy team to play against. They've got experience, they've got creativity, craft, guile. They know how to get it done, and with Galindres in there, and Menzigen and Espinoza.
Espinoza trying to make it 2-0. Go on, Andrew.
No, I fancy them to. You know, they've not been the #1 team all season, but they've had moments, and I fancy them. This could be their year.
Well, and I think adding a player like Tim Mel, because you always hear the overused cliche, defense wins championships. Tim Mel has solidified that back line and reduced any holes. Menzigen's going to take a shot. Holiday will spill it for a moment and then slide down on it. And then with two hands, shove it out to Flores Blanco.
And it's just different, isn't it, not seeing Jimmy Obleda on the sideline. Coach Weekly is a very different sort of character, much calmer. You know, I can only imagine Jimmy Obleda after that Pekka incident, what his reaction would have been.
Pekka plays it forward.
There's not a lot of movement for North Carolina off the ball at the moment, kind of static in their positions, which was unlike the first half. There's a lot of movement ahead of the ball.
Rincon, Nadalu Young, Olex Anderson. Flores Blanco. And it'll come back to Aviles, the goalkeeper for Chattanooga. All right, we've got some clarification, folks, as all of us were confused. We saw Pekka on that foul in the first half. The clarification is Martinez, not Pekka, was given that first yellow card for delay a game. And if you remember, you talked about the delay in the yellow card, and that's why, Andrew. So you saw it right, but we just didn't see directly where that yellow went. And looking for the second goal, and hard to believe they missed it right there. Chattanooga doesn't care who's out there. They're looking for more right now.
It's Espana at the back post. But here it is. Menzigan loves to drive with the ball, but he feeds Lombardi, who just rolls it across the 6. It skips Galindrez, and Espana just out of his reach there. Misses the near post. Yeah, that refereeing decision on Pekka, Dean. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think he'd given a yellow card for the tackle, then I thought, what else could it have been? So we obviously missed a trick. Martinez maybe kicking the ball away or something. So if the viewers caught that, kudos to you.
Yeah, indeed. So it was Martinez who got the yellow. So Pekka is still in good standing. But there are a lot of players out there with yellows. Rincon, McLaughlin. Contact goes down from Tim Mel, and referee not buying it. That's what I'm talking about, though. You had a guy like Tim Mel on loan from Tampa Bay, and that defense back there is rock solid.
No, I really like the look of him. He's been a presence on set pieces in recent games for them, scoring goals. I think he had a game where he scored multiple goals. But he looks, even in possession, Dean, you know, the way he punches the passes into players ahead of the ball, real confidence, good ball striker. Galindrez trying to earn one there. Wasn't a lot of contact from Skelton.
Cervania and Molina will check in. The next opportunity for John Bradford. Meanwhile, for Coach Weekly, he'll get in Jorge Paez. Rincon. Wow, a little nutmeg there. Rincon showing some magic, some sizzle. What a special player.
3 white shirts around him and no support. He wriggled his way out of that brilliantly. Here you see it again, little feints to the shoulder, through the legs of Jimmy Villalobos. And almost there, Dean, love to have seen him kind of carry on, use Adams as a decoy run, take another touch and maybe go for goal himself, but can't fault the boy. Great confidence and skill. Just what North Carolina need at this point to try and change this game.
McLaughlin knew he was offside.
ESPN Plus. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus. The home of USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com.
1-0.
Sub in the
second half goal, minutes after coming on to start the second half for Galindrez, as Paez is going to come on for Espana. And Molina is going to come in. Pekka is going to come out. Well done. Adams also coming out.
Molina also coming out of the game.
So Cervania and Molina in for Adams and Pekka.
It looks like McLaughlin's going to slide to the right of midfield, which with a right flank position, which we haven't seen a lot of.
Molina keeps it alive to Rincon, pops it over. Rincon showing all the tricks in his bag here tonight in front of this nice crowd here. Biggest crowd of the year.
Yeah, and usually I think it's Rincon or Cervenia, so to see them both in there together, once again, it's another attacking move from John Bradford, trying to get some more creativity. It's been 9 games, Dean, without a clean sheet for this Chattanooga side, so this would be a much welcomed shutout if they can get it.
Lou Young. Holiday, a part of the U.S. Youth International system. U.S. Soccer, the way I understand it, is going to be in Charlotte, I believe, or they're going to be either in Charlotte or in the area this week for practice to get another look. I'm not sure which one it is, but apparently there are some scouts taking a deeper look at Holiday, and John Bradford was hoping for a couple blinders back-to-back, as he most likely will get the start at Charlotte as well. Here's Lou Young, Molina, McLaughlin! Oh, what a save! Aviles gets down low. A tremendous save from the outstanding goalkeeper for Chattanooga.
Wow, what a save. And here it is, it falls to the man every North Carolina fan would want it to. Left-footed, guides at the bottom corner, and Aviles almost unsided as Mel was sliding across, but great, strong palm to keep it out and stop it from falling on the feet of a blue shirt as well. What a goalkeeper he is, Dean. Really confident in possession, and then he's come up with big saves like that this season for his team.
Number 12, Carlos Aviles, a world-class save to keep this one at 1-0. Youngsters still into it here. Many of them receiving that coveted shield recognition at halftime. That was fantastic to see. And that in combination with the Hispanic Heritage Night, big night here at Wake Med Soccer Park. And all of them want nothing more than to see North Carolina FC score a goal. Molina is going to play on as Summersaw is still down, and McLaughlin is pushed to the ground. That was a shoulder. That could easily be a card as well. It doesn't look like the referee's thinking card. Perhaps he's going to talk to the assistant referee.
And Summersaw is in a lot of pain. Although he looks like he's coming around now as I say that. The Chattanooga player got to the ball first. I can only think it was kind of the momentum that took him into Summersault. Yeah, there's getting a little feisty now. Molina here showing some good touches. And then Lombardi has a little look at McLaughlin, knowing he's going to make the contact. This will be a great opportunity for Jaden Cervenia's left foot. He can just feed it across that 6-yard box with a bit of bend. Won't even need a touch. Could end up in that far corner. Actually, it might be Molina by the looks of it, the 16-year-old.
Rincon snapped out of there.
Did I say Molina? I think I said Molina, didn't I? Sorry, I meant Rincon. Wouldn't make sense to have the big 6-footer out there whipping it in.
Flores Blanco, all good, Andrew, as this one goes a little bit long, trying to find Rincon. Rincon, Lou Young, and Aviles has it. McLaughlin has it. Over to Skelton. Back over to Skelton. So it looks like a couple more changes with Chattanooga. Ortiz, ay, ay, ay. Number 13. There's Lou Young with a chance here. Serve it in, Molina's there, and that'll go all the way through, but it will be a corner kick, North Carolina FC. Galindres is a handful. Let me tell you, when Ortiz steps on this field, he is always dynamite as well.
Yeah. It's amazing we don't see more of him.
Right in front. Big swing from Fisher. And Espinoza trying to clear it. I think that hit the referee.
That'll almost help Red Wolves out because that ball was going to roll straight to the feet of a blue jersey.
So Flores Blanco now will get a red card. And Flores Blanco's got to be careful.
His second yellow card. I only think that was for dissent.
Oh, it was. He got in the face of the referee after the referee was in the way, and
ball bounces around. Fisher has a go. It's deflected, and the ball is going straight to Flores. And that he's just frustrated with the play. He's frustrated because the ball's going straight to him. The referee doesn't see the ball, hits him on the foot. It's just been one of those days so far for North Carolina. Now they find themselves down to 10. There's one chance for the Red Wolves. Galindres the scorer. Now with the man advantage, tough to look past them, getting the 3 points here, but stranger things have happened here at Wakemed Soccer Park.
Another great shift from Espinoza and Mensigan for that matter. He was really busy. Both those players outstanding. Has another player down, and the youngster Rincon trying to help out the player.
Red Bull substitutions in the 76th minute of play coming out of the game. Number 11, Jose Hispania coming in. Number 44, Ivan Gutierrez.
Max Flick
also
will
coming out of the game. Number 99, Ernesto Espinoza.
look to
coming
come
in.
on.
13, Ray Ortiz, 76th minute.
Meanwhile, Nelson Flores Blanco will head into the showers with the 2 yellows and the red card. North Carolina FC will play the rest of this game down a man.
Jordan Skelton still trying to discuss with the referee. It's a really unfortunate one, Dean, because it's one of them. It's a frustrating moment because the ball was coming right to him on the edge of the box. They're pushing to try and get the equaliser. So he's frustrated. Obviously, we don't know what he said, but to pick up the second yellow and it be the red as well is just adds to that frustration and disappointment. And now that'll be the end of Nicholas Rincon's afternoon, or evening, I should say.
So Rincon, what a pleasure it's been to see him play here in the final games of this season. As
Red Bull substitution, the 77th minute coming in.
Chattanooga,
Jimmy Villalobos
Walefi is going to come in.
Walefi dos Reyes. For NCFC coming out of the game, number 31, Nico Rincon. Coming in, number 4, Max Flick.
So Max Flick into the
NCFC
game.
yellow red card ejection for number 3, Nelson Flores Blanco in the 75th minute of play.
So now minute 78. Wholesale changes for both teams. It's Chattanooga 1, North Carolina FC 0 as Molina comes in hard, and Molina's going to get a yellow. Boy, it just seems like every contact right now is a yellow, and the referee is hearing it from the crowd.
Fans, it's time to announce tonight's jersey giveaway winners. Consul General Velasco just selected the winning tickets The winner of the Jaden Cervania jersey is red
Holiday
ticket
just
number
pumps it to the halfway line.
770470.
Molina, it's an honest challenge for the ball.
770470.
Tough to see from that
The
angle if
winner
there's
of the
an elbow, but the
Nicholas
referee's
Molina
right on the
jersey
spot.
is green
He
ticket
sees something.
923853.
And now, referee coming across to the North Carolina bench and dishing out another yellow. I'm struggling to keep count here, Dean.
All winners go to the
Is that
merchandise
McLaughlin?
stand to claim
Who
your
did you give
prices.
that to?
Once again,
Who's
those
sitting down there?
Red ticket
Is it one of the coaches, I guess?
770470. Green ticket
I don't know who he gave it to. He didn't go to John. He didn't go to Mike McGinty, John Bradford, or Mike McGinty.
And thank you, Consul General Velasco.
I want to point out to the referee that Andrew Tate is up here. If you're ready for
I get a yellow as well, yeah. I thought the referee did a really good job in the first half, Dean. I think second one, there's been a few that are just, you know, I think a little bit of common sense maybe with the one on Flores, obviously not knowing what he said, but, you know, he's in the way. Could he have done better as a referee to get out of the way of the ball? I don't know. But either way, it's Chattanooga once again find the way. This could be the 7th win against North Carolina. 7 out of 7.
Lefty on the ball, drops it back. Lefty will get it again. I would say Chattanooga enjoys visiting Cary, North Carolina. I think that's a fair assessment. As well, Lefty trying to run it down. Skelton will try to shield it and does.
It's not often we see where it's North Carolina with the 6 or 7 yellow cards and Chattanooga with, what have they got, 1? It's usually heavily the other way. Certainly a team that is happy to mix it up and compete.
Well, Leffy on the challenge, spent some time with Swope Park Rangers. Former USL League One second teamer, number 8, off the bench, as Chattanooga's got some weapons. That one will not be on target. Holiday lets that one go.
NCFC bench
Now you feel bad for...
Will Pulisic in the 79th.
Oh, that was Will Pulisic, so it was the backup goalkeeper who got that yellow, as you just heard the PA announcer Mark Calloway say it. So Pulisic finds his way into the game setting here, the box score. Open is Molina. Tough bounce for him. Lou Young. Lou Young stays with it. And it'll be a throw-in. It goes off the corner flag. It bounces the wrong way. That's kind of the tale of the night right there for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, they're knocked on the door all day long, but just haven't been able to get the shots on goal. Aviles with that one save from McLaughlin, and then the bar coming to the rescue at the other chance in the first half. But Dean, there's something tells me there's still something in this game for North Carolina. There could be some nervy moments still for Chattanooga if they can't get that second goal and kill them off.
Ortiz. Galindres is offside at the moment. Now he's going to be onside if they can send one over, though. Drop it back to Holiday. Flick. That's a good ball from Flick to Molina. Wow. Oh, so close. If that somehow leaks through to McLaughlin with Anderson running on the other side, who knows?
Yeah. Lombardi just did enough. And then Nell under pressure from Molina and Anderson. Cool as you like. Found a way out of it and fed the ball to Cardona. He's had a really good game, hasn't he, Dean, in the back?
Really good game. Yes, sir. Galindres. Ortiz. Galindres. Knocked away. And one back by Chattanooga. Chattanooga Red Wolves. 1, North Carolina FC 0. Minute 83. Good pass, far side to Ortiz. Ortiz. And Ortiz, that quick release will earn a corner. Corner kick, Chattanooga. gorgeous night. Cool but outstanding weather for everybody here, most especially the fans. Largest crowd of the season. I want to thank all the fans for their continued support of North Carolina FC and the North Carolina Courage, and certainly hope to see you out here in 2023. Keep an eye out for season ticket packages. You are the heartbeat of the club, the fans, and we appreciate your support.
It's been a real shame for North Carolina if they can't find that all-elusive goal. I think the players really deserved it, Dean. They've done everything but find the back of the net, whether it was the crossbar or Aviles or just some really close encounters across the 6-yard box. Everything but the finishing touch.
Yeah, you're spot on, and I think the Chattanooga fans would agree with that as well. But certainly if Chattanooga can hang on, they will have punched their ticket yet again for the USL League One playoffs. And I think you said it earlier, they're going to be a tough out. They're going to be a team that, whether they can somehow climb all the way to number 2, which will take some help from other teams, or wherever they are, they're going to be a tough out.
Absolutely.
Summersaw to Molina. Skelton who sent it forward. Olex Anderson will win it at midfield. Now Skelton again. Scalindres. Minute 86, 1-0. Red Wolves on top of North Carolina FC. Cervania trying to change it, trying to find McLaughlin. No, my. Tight quarters, McLaughlin so close to getting his head onto it.
That's great play. Max Flick helping it on to Cervania. Quick look up, finds McLaughlin, and you just expect it to the net to bulge, and great contact, just too much off the head of McLaughlin there. And that's his 3rd chance, Dean, of the day, right? He's at the underside of the bar in the first half, the left foot header in the left foot in the start of the second half, and that one there, another header. Another day he could have had a hat-trick, but today just hasn't been North Carolina's day, and another let-off for Chattanooga. They've certainly had some luck if they get the shutout today.
But what a season, though, for McLaughlin. Really, from the opening day, there was a spell there where he went scoreless for a few games, but then started to return back to form. But the effort was always there. I mean, every time. And the biggest thing about him, when you talk to John Bradford, and you were brilliant to shed light on it, he's a great teammate. And it goes out of bounds. Garrett McLaughlin, from what I've learned from you and from John Bradford, a tremendous teammate.
Yeah. That's what he does. He saw a moment in the first half where he's chasing lost causes, and he turns what's a moment where the other team's going to stroke it around for 10 minutes. He turns that into an opportunity to win the ball back and get the team up the field. So today he's played right midfield. He's played forward up there by himself. It's not easy. Certainly not easy to score 14 goals in a team that's languishing at the bottom of the table. But this it just feels really harsh today, Dean, because they'll remain in 11th place. But they've given Chattanooga a heck of a game today.
Galindrez with Fisher on him, Skelton in support, and Skelton with the shield.
Good defending.
3853 on the Nelson Flores ticket, balloon 635983. Congratulations.
Cool ball.
Turnover.
Yeah.
Cervania would clean it up, and then side of his foot, really nice pass to Lou Young.
And that's something with Fisher's game. He will take a chance. He'll carry the ball out of the back, and you don't want to discourage a young player from trying to penetrate and get the ball forward and break lines. But at times he's got to be a little bit safer, a little bit more patient. That'll come with maybe a little bit more experience at this level.
So now everybody but Holiday is going to come forward here to try to find the equalizer.
How about it, fans? Let's make some noise with OCS and Los Renegados.
Cervania on it. Cervania. Molina across. It'll be a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC. '89th minute. North Carolina FC down a man. Can they find a goal? This one will come back to Chattanooga, who will look to lock down these final minutes.
McLaughlin doing everything he possibly can to find that goal. He's obviously too shy of the Golden Boot leader in Emiliano Tazaghi. As you mentioned, Dean, he's had a fantastic season. He scored goals last year for New England Revolution 2, and it was a big coup for John Bradford and the staff to get him to come down here to North Carolina, and he certainly delivered. And he'll be, I'm sure, a player that a lot of championship clubs and potentially higher will be looking at, because great character, young player, hungry, will play in multiple positions. Usually you give him 2 or 3 chances, he's going to get you at least 1 goal, but today it's been the story of North Carolina's season, really.
I think it was fair play by you to say North Carolina FC, even down a man, could find a goal, because they have looked pretty good even after Nelson Flores Blanco was sent off.
Jump, the 4th official has indicated a minimum.
So 5 minutes of added time.
In the second half. 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think, Dean, and then we add in the perspective of the fact that probably today is one of the youngest average ages of a lineup in USL League One, I would imagine. You know, I think Pekka probably skewed it a little bit. And speaking of John Bradford, there was a talk of it potentially being Arriaga and Martinez in the middle, which would have dropped that average age even younger. But I think probably an average age of around 21, 22, two 16-year-olds in the starting 11. And you factor that in against this very experienced, savvy, been around the block Chattanooga side. Just really impressive. And I think most of the fans that are in attendance will see the positives, despite the fact that they haven't found the back of the net. They've huffed and puffed on everything, but another day they could have had 2 or 3. With a big 3 points right now in the hands of Chattanooga.
There'll be a throw in here for North Carolina FC. Some on-point closing comments heard seconds ago from Andrew Tate. And my goodness, another yellow card. Wow.
Yeah, they've been handed out like Skittles today, Dean. And we've had the rainbow as well. We've had a few yellows, a red.
Yeah.
But that's Britton Fisher right there. It was a tasty pass from Somersault. Probably not one I would want in that position under pressure, but carries the ball out the back. And he's a confident young man. Skeleton trying to pull a few more bodies over. It's a very straight free kick. What a moment this would be, though, for the fans in attendance if North Carolina could find one. Referee just waiting for the whistle.
Now Cervania's got it. Cervania. Saw Flick get pulled there a little bit. We got another yellow card. I don't even know if he's writing them down anymore.
Well, that was the debate, wasn't it, with Pekka? We thought we cleared that one up. It'll probably be easier to find out name the players who haven't got one at this point. Or staff.
McLaughlin trying to set up for a long throw here. Nope. Drop it instead to Fisher. Fisher. Carrera gets the yellow.
Timmy Mell there again. He's been well placed all afternoon.
Yeah, he's been in beast mode form as a center back. Nice pickup for Chattanooga. Another foul. Somehow Flick did not get a yellow card there.
94th minute now. It's tough to fashion another chance. But I think just on the whole, Dean, a really positive display. I love the lineup from John Bradford to really go for it today. Obviously, pressure's off, but his confidence and faith in the youth, the opportunities provided. Just one magic moment from Juan Galindrez. And last week against Union Omaha, it was just one mistake and capitalization from Corey Herzog. But they've shown if they can just build off the team this year, the future is bright.
Oh, Galindrez drops it over, and somehow Holiday made the goal small enough to avoid Paez from making it 2-0.
And the whole Red Wolves bench was up. They thought that was it. The moment they'd secured the playoffs and took the pressure off that game next week against Tormenta. It's still not over and dusted yet. Carrera's had a really good game in there as well, Dean. Just done the dirty work, but he's also threaded little balls like this. It was his assist for Galindrez as well.
Congratulations to Bob Martino, the owner of Chattanooga, and the outstanding organization for qualifying yet again for the USL League One playoffs. We wish them all the best.
And I'm going to go ahead, Dean, and tip them for the win.
Almost making it 2-0. The shot right there from Galindrez, who was looking for the brace. That should just about do it here. North Carolina FC playing down a man quite a bit of the second half as Nelson Flores Blanco got the second yellow. We've gone the 5. He'll probably add on a minute because he added a yellow in the 5.
If there's a minute of yellow, Dean, we'd be here for another hour, I think.
And there it is. Quick thought on this win here. Young team for North Carolina FC, but Chattanooga, congratulations on qualifying for the USL League One playoffs.
Yeah, great game. I expected goals. It was a lot of goal-mouth action. Wasn't maybe converted, but positive performance from North Carolina, but full credit to Chattanooga and best of luck to them.
I want to thank Kurt Johnson, the chief of soccer, and the entire staff. Jorge Acuna, the VP of broadcasting. Kyle Lang and his crew. Joe Ferrara, Dylan Field, Austin Edwards, Ryan Moeller, Ethan Ferrara, and Brian Ware. For the great Andrew Tate, and for each and every one of you, I'm Dean Linke saying, how about North Carolina FC? We'll see you next year. They fall tonight, though. Chattanooga wins it 1-0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.